Hello, Margaret from Blackwater Floral Accessories. Today I'm going to do a demonstration on our half moon stand. It is a flat pack stand. It comes off the base and it has two detachable mesh placements and they can be removed simply like so. Like so. What I am using is a green round square dish here for the bottom with a large piece of oasis in it and a smaller one on the top. Now, I have taped on the oasis just to show you kind of a cross shape, and I have scrunched in the oasis tape because it's the wide roll I'm using, so just to give me more space for my stems. Okay, so now I have one here that I put a bit of foliage on earlier just to save some time. So these stands, by the way, are ideal for contemporary designs and techniques like plaiting and weaving and that kind of thing. The height of the stand is 24 inches and they're also available in 28 inches. So now what I've put on here is some heather, which I've sprayed black. You can see a piece here and here, and I have another small piece just up here. So also some dried lichen branches from the ditch. Nice colour and texture in these. So I've put a few pieces, one on top here to correspond with my pieces here. So I've used some rubus. Now this is a good ground cover, especially for a bank, but don't put it if you're kind of watching small little specimen plants and that, because it will just cover them. But for a bank it's ideal, it's quick to grow, and once you condition it well in the springtime, towards the end of the year like now, it's very easy to use and needs very little conditioning. It's very soft in the springtime, so the longer you could leave it in water before use, the better. So I've also got some ivy, and this time of the year the ivy has some lovely green and yellow flowers, and later it produces berries, and it's a very useful little plant for flower arranging. What else? I've got Garry elliptica here. Now this is the tassel bush, and it produces the tassels in late winter to early spring. Lovely plant to have in the garden, evergreen. And I have got some holly, so that is a very useful plant as well, especially at Christmas time for wreaths and all kinds of Christmas arrangements, and some conifer. I've also got some phormium leaves, also known as New Zealand flax. So now I'll continue on. I'll put in some more foliage and flowers later. So this is the New Zealand flax. Also the name of it is phormium, and the common name is New Zealand flax. So I'm putting in two pieces here to correspond with the two pieces I've over here, as you can see. So that takes you right. If you can go with the shape of the stand, I'll just turn it around. So now I'll put in some more foliage. I have here some cryptomeria. I love this tree. It's a evergreen conifer, and the variety is Sekkan, S-E-K-K-A-N, Sekkan. It's a medium-sized tree. You can get it, I think, in a plain green as well, but this particular one, I like it because it suits the size of my garden. So I put a few pieces in here. We have a dog. He's a Springer Spaniel, and he'd go anywhere for his ball, so he tears through all the shrubs regardless of what size they are or anything else. He just tears through the lot to get to his ball, and he particularly likes tearing through this. But anyway, sure, it's good to have a dog around. So now I've kind of taken the colour of the cryptomeria through. Now I'll put in some more ivy, I think. Sticking a bit at the back here. The ivy is very popular at this time of year. The correct name is Helix, and there are hundreds of varieties of ivy. Variegated forms and plain green and different shaped leaves and everything. Very useful plant. Another bit of holly, which which is known as ilex. Little bits of holly here. And a bit of cryptomeria. It's known as cryptomeria. It's the Japanese cedar. You get some trees and they grow very, very tall, but the one I have, as I say, it's a medium-sized one, so it's handy for the size of garden. Now, I've got some hydrangeas. I think I put in one of these. No, this particular one I got from a neighbour. A good time to cut these is when they're going sort of papery. When I got these, I got them from a neighbour, and I brought them home and gave them, put them into water for a while, and then they just dried off naturally. The colour, I think, is fantastic, and it suits what I'm doing today. Now, I have some poinsettias, the silk ones. Now, the poinsettia, I believe, was discovered in central Mexico by a Dr. Poncet. So the plant was called after Dr. Poncet, so it's called poinsettia. In Spain, it's known as the flower of the Holy Night. So a bit of mythology there. As you can see, the short stems are gone in here, and the longer ones to the sides, like here, the long piece of conifer there and the long piece of holly, and then the short piece of ivy here in front, and the short piece of cryptomeria. So now I've got some nice red roses. These, I would say, are red Naomi roses. They're a fine size, beautiful rose. And they're good to last as well, especially if you give them the flower food. It helps to prolong the life of the flowers. So I think these are gorgeous. I've taken off the guard petals, which are the petals around the outside of the rose. Roses are always popular, especially this time of year, and they're getting scarce. But this particular one would be lovely for Valentine's Day as well. I believe it's the most popular rose now for Valentine's Day. It used to be the Grand Prix rose, but this one has taken over in popularity. Red Naomi. Beautiful rose. You say that the ivy would strangle trees, but that's not the case. It doesn't harm the tree at all, and it can cater for about 50 species of wildlife. Now I have some spray carnations here, nice dark red colour, and again I'll take the long one. I need it to come down the back here. I'll put it in like so. Another long one here at this side, at this end. These are very good to last. I have these over a week. They're very good to last, really. Seemingly the ivy is it's for fidelity, and to this day sometimes there's a little sprig of ivy put into the bride's bouquet. An old custom. I'll be filling in the back as well. Don't ever forget to fill in the back. So all the short stems we do for the back. Shame to cut that now, isn't it? You see? In the famous Christmas card, the holly and the ivy. The holly is meant to depict Jesus, and the ivy is the Virgin Mary. Now when you're trying to cover oases, if you keep the stems very short, it's easier to cover your space when you're just filling in rather than having the stems too long. Sorry. Well, that's our half moon stand. Thank you for watching, and the stands are available online from our online store, and the website is floralaccessories.com. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the demonstration today.